Shalom from Jerusalem. This is Uriel, Independent News, Yerushalayim, Israel. Sir, what do you think about the land of Israel as a whole?
The land of Israel, as I define it, is the land that was given to the Jewish people by God to Abraham. I consider that the land of Israel. Unfortunately, over the years, Jews have been in the diaspora, so they haven't been able to enjoy the fruits of their of the land, and with circumstances, they have returned to the land of Israel after many, many years.
Now, let me ask you another question. As you know, we're surrounded by so many factions like Hamas, PLFC, and all these Arabs that are living within the land of Israel. And they want to inherit the land that was never even given to them, because I read the Quran, it doesn't even mention Israel.
Well, I can't speak for the Quran, because in all honesty, I don't know that the Quran. I've read some experts of the Quran, but I don't know if the land was promised to the Muslim nation. If it was promised, it was promised by God to Abraham through his son Isaac,
Ishaq.
And that's why Jews have rights to the land. And I'm not saying that the Arabic people, the Muslim people, do not have a right to the land, but it was first given to the Jewish people.
Now you're talking thousands of years ago.
That is correct.
You know, I as I quoted something what the Quran says, it said that Muhammad on a nightly vision was taken to a certain place, but it does not specify which place was that.
Now I have a question to ask you, I can't answer that. If Jerusalem is so holy to the Arabs, and I respect their view, I really do, okay? Why do they pray to
the Mecca?
To Mecca.
It's a good question.
And why are one of the pillars of the Muslim faith is that they, during their lifetime, they have to make a pilgrimage to Mecca. It doesn't say they have to make a pilgrimage to Israel. Jews pray 3 times a day. When they say the 18 prayers, Shemona Esrei, 3 times a day, they ask God to return us to the land of Israel. So I know if I want to go to a certain place, if I want to go on vacation, I go to Mexico, I'll go to Mexico whenever I want to go. If I want to go to Amalfi Coast in Italy, because I love the Amalfi Coast, I'll go there. So if it's so important for the Muslims, Israel, why don't they pray here?
You know, and I often kind of try to ask some questions in regards to this matter and this point, and you know, they basically are saying that Jerusalem is theirs and it belongs to them. But yet my question to them is, why do you give your back towards Jerusalem and you're facing the Mecca? Isn't Jerusalem important to you? Well, so they don't answer that.
Well, I can't say that. I don't know why they pray in certain ways. I'm not very versed in the Islamic religion, but Jews have been for centuries and centuries. When we say our prayers, we say, we ask God to return us to Israel. It's 3 times a day by all Jews. It's sent by Orthodox Jews, conservative Jews, and even Reform Jews, who are not as religious as the other Jews, but they all pray for Jerusalem. And not only that, not only they ask to return to Jerusalem, they ask for the unity of Jerusalem. It doesn't say that we will kill and fight for Jerusalem. We're not asking no one can be here. We pray for the unity of Israel. Unity of Israel means that we live in peace, whoever is here. It's Jews, Muslims, Christians. That's what we pray for.
Absolutely.
And this prayer that we say every day, Oseh Shalom b'Mramav, Hu Yaseh Shalom Aleinu v'al Kol Yisrael. We ask God to give us peace. We don't ask God to kill, to fight. We want to live in peace. And and as a matter of fact, in the Bible, one of the commandments that we are given by God, it's a sin if we don't do that, is to respect all the people that live in the land. It's in the Bible. So if somebody lives in Israel, we respect that person. It's Christians, Jews, we respect that. I'm not saying that I'm not biased towards Israel, but Israel welcomes all religious faiths. We are a pure democracy. Now, of course, we have incidents where we have kids running around and doing terrible things to priests and to churches, but you can walk by with a cross. You can go to church on Sunday and not to be afraid. I remember growing up in Brooklyn, New York as a child, I used to be afraid walking by on the church on Sundays. because they used to beat us up. This was in the United States of America in the 50s. But here a person can go and pray as long as he's peaceful. He can be a Muslim, he can be a Jew, he can be a Seventh-day Adventist. You have a Seventh-day Adventist synagogue here near the King David Hotel. Nobody bothers them. There's one over here in the Chov Marcus. And that's a fact. We have freedom of religion. There is a freedom of religion in Israel, and anyone who comes to Israel and wants to live in peace has freedom of religion.
Now, let me ask you one final question. As you know, we're surrounded by many turmoils in regards to what's happening in Syria. The civil war there, 100,000 Arabs have been killed. We know Nasrallah up in Lebanon with the rockets facing towards Israel. And, of course, the turmoil now happening in Egypt. Do you think that Israel should be watchful to all these events that are surrounding the country?
Israel needs to watch, and I'm not a politician, and I'm not a security advisor to Mr. Netanyahu, but what I can say, Israel has to watch every single development that's out there. If Israel is threatened, they have to be ready. If there's a reaction out there that wants peace, Israel has to be ready for it. If somebody's out there that wants to sit with Israel in peace and negotiate, Israel has to be ready, regardless of what the circumstances can be. If territories have to be given back, but it has to be in a peace agreement, a real peace agreement. As a matter of fact, this morning I don't read about what newspapers on the computers. The Kuwaiti legislator, I don't know if you know about this, sir, came out today that they love Israel because Israel helps them. Now, can you imagine? And he was already threatened. So it's coming out slowly. It's coming out in the Middle East that the only way the Middle East can prosper, and I'm talking about Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Abu Dhabi, all the rich Arab nations, if there is stability and peace. When you don't have peace or stability, everyone suffers. Look what's happening in Egypt. Egypt was a democracy of the United States. Look what's happening. Israel has to be ready in any event for war or if there's an opportunity for peace.
This is Uriel, Independent News, Yerushalayim, Israel. Shalom.